Hello, and welcome back to Foos Entertainment for my next review. And this right here is where it gets interesting. And of course, we know this happens from time to time. In 2006, his first name, Thomas Harris, the novelist that created the fictional character of Hannibal Lecter, wrote a screenplay for a prequel film. And this is a film that is notoriously known for being completely criticized by all Hannibal Lecter fans, as well as just critics in general. Just do not like this movie. Well, that film, of course, is Hannibal Rising, which is my third steelbook from the Blaze Disgusting Steelbooks, exclusive to Walmart. Shot the steelbook real quick. Artwork on the inside, as always. And you have a nice good quote on the back. I come to collect the head. It's catchy. Alright, Hannibal Rising. Quick plot. Basically, is the origin story of Hannibal Lecter. He actually was a Jew that was son of a Jewish family or something like that. And during World War II, a bunch of war criminals killed his entire family, abducted him and his sister, and then basically ate his sister. He grew up learning martial arts and learning all this interesting skills to keep a promise that he did to his dead sister, and that is, I will avenge you. And we see him obviously very slowly drifting into madness, which eventually makes him become, obviously, the killer that we all know him to be. Which, of course, they don't state in the Hannibal Lecter films, but I'll tell you exactly what serial killer name he actually has. The Chesapeake Ripper, which has only been mentioned in the TV show Hannibal, which unfortunately I will not be reviewing. But great TV show. So if you guys want a review of that, let's go ahead and let me know. I will not review every episode. I'll just be reviewing each season in a whole. Lots of good exposition in this film. It's not a slow burn, in my opinion. This is more of an exposition film. Now let's go ahead and talk about why critics don't like it. Critics don't like it because it's not Anthony Hopkins. They also don't like it because they didn't see the point of an origin story to Hannibal Lecter. You know, the whole reason for his madness. I, for one, thought that was very, very, very interesting. And out of a 2006 film, this is really when they started making good horror films for the new millennium. But it was sort of a hit or miss at this particular point in time, 2006. Hannibal Rising is one that fell under the radar and one that people don't talk about often. People obviously talk about the Saw sequels or Dead Silence, or people call the Abomination, known as the Hitcher remake, which I did not agree. I actually like that one. And of course, Chucky films that happened at the time. But no one ever talks about Hannibal Rising, and it's actually a pleasure to talk about it. Why do I like it? I like the flow of the story. I like interesting horror films that really dig deep into the mind of a iconic villain, and of course that's in terms of Hannibal Lecter. He It was very iconic. And I just simply thought it was a very interesting film. And believe it or not, this is one of those films that you can't help but be entertained by the film. You'll get distracted by to do other things. You're actually interested in every single part of the movie. Granted, you may not agree with everything that goes on in the movie. Like, one friend of mine actually thinks that he should have had, you know, a little bit more of a sexual transference with the Asian woman who supposedly is his aunt or something like that. Didn't happen though. But I do like how it kind of, all the exposition and all of the stuff that happened in this movie really does build up to what eventually led him to become the Chesapeake Ripper, the notorious cannibalistic serial killer that we know of in the movies that followed this one in sorts of the timeline, and of course the TV show, which of course tells the stories of Thomas Harris's novel Red Dragon, Thomas Harris's novel Silence of the Lambs, and Thomas Harris's novel Hannibal. And yes, Hannibal Rising actually is a novel as well. But what's interesting is Thomas Harris wrote this movie too. He didn't just write the book Hannibal Rising, he wrote the movie Hannibal Rising, which is probably why we all have a hard time taking our eyes off the screen watching Hannibal Rising. It's not often where you have the novelist actually write the screenplay to a movie. That doesn't really happen. It doesn't happen often at all. In fact, it's almost impossible that you actually see it. With Hannibal Rising, you actually did. Now, as for the quality, we'll be very quick on this. This is decent quality, but it's something to write home about. I would say that some of the World War II scenes at the beginning of the film have a lot of good bass and surround effects on it. The picture is typical of a 2006 feature, overly dark, digital, but this one looks pretty awesome. Now, things that are rant about this movie, well, I'll be honest, I can't see anything to actually pick on when it comes to this movie. I really can't. This is another one of those things to where, you know, well, it's not Anthony Hopkins. Well, you know, Anthony Hopkins was not the first actor to play Hannibal Lecter, and he's not the best actor that has played Hannibal Lecter. And yes, I know I might get a comment or two after saying that, but I will say it again, and I will stand right by it. Anthony Hopkins is not the best actor who has played the role of Hannibal Lecter. Mads Mikkelsen is the best actor who has taken on the role of Hannibal Lecter. In the most purest and truest to the Thomas Harris character in books is Mads Mikkelsen's version of the character in the TV show Hannibal. Now, is he better than the actor who plays Hannibal Lecter in the prequel movie? As well as Brian Cox in Manhunter? Yes. But once Mads Mikkelsen played Hannibal in the TV show, he became the second best. And I know a lot of people are not going to agree with me on that, but that's my opinion. And I love the fact that this movie does not have any CGI effects in it. This is all practical stuff in this movie. And that's something you don't really see in modern movies. I mean, they really, even back in 2006, all her films had a lot of CGI effects and stuff like that in them. This film is all practical effects, all of it. You gotta love that. Well, I'm going to try a little experiment tomorrow. And because of my formula of reviewing. But as you can see, sometimes I can actually make a review in under 11 minutes because I got nothing more I need to say about Hannibal Rising. And we're only at 10 minutes and 14 seconds. So it might be 11 minutes, but that's still a lot less than the last 5 reviews. So I give Hannibal Rising 3 stars. That puts it into I enjoyed the movie. It's not perfect. It's not the greatest movie ever made. It's not particularly a iconic horror film, but it is a very entertaining and pretty good film overall. So 3 stars. Foos says check it out, and I'll see you guys next time.